the thing that I want to see change in America is the understanding in corporations and small businesses, startups alike, is that diversity is a business imperative. And the reason why is because without having different perspectives, there could be no room for change for the better or innovation. So, like, if you're in a meeting where everybody is thinking the same, there's never any time where you're going to be challenged with your ideas. You're going to have groupthink. And the more diverse perspectives that you have, the better solutions that you're going to get. That is the one thing I definitely want to see change in the workforce of America, not just the presence of diversity, but the idea that you're valuing diverse opinions.
I love that. I saw a post on LinkedIn recently. It said something about take a look around. If you're surrounded by people who look like you and talk like you and think like you have to realize that that's a problem.
Yeah.
And that complacency of, oh yeah, this looks good. Yeah, this is a great group of what? All, like you said, group think, similar minded, like you have to stretch and grow. And those are the companies that we want to be a part of these days. And those companies have that mindset and that agility and that you're thinking outside of the box. Please, folks, tune in. Listen to your job seekers. Seriously, you have to know how to pivot and make your company more appealing just by listening to things like this. So crucial.
Definitely. The fact that you can have remote work helps companies diversify the workplace a lot easier, because you can hire people in rural areas. You can hire people outside of your immediate like location.
Right.
You can hire caretakers, people who are young parents who are, ready to work and they're so talented. They want to return to the workforce, but they just need that flexibility to maintain their job and do what they are, paid to do. And you can also hire people in neurodiverse populations, people who might have mental disabilities or people who might have like ADD. They might work better in remote environments instead of working in an open office that looks cool like a WeWork space. That might not be good for them if they're creative or they need to focus. But having remote work just gives so much flexibility and opportunity to underrepresented people. And also it helps companies diversify very easily. Like, I'll give another example. When I did my first marketing job, but I was in-house marketer, I was actually the first Black employee that this company hired. And I almost didn't apply because when I looked on their website, which is something I'm sure all job seekers do, the first thing they do is they want to check out the website and you want to see pictures of the team and you want to get an idea, especially as an underrepresented person. Like, I wanted to see, what does the team look like? Is there diversity? The first thing I saw was all white faces. It was kind of like freaked me out and I didn't want to apply. But I was like, I really liked the company and the mission. And I was like, I'm going to just go for it. I don't even know if I'm going to get a call back, because when you see that as an underrepresented candidate, you're like, is that a signal that they don't want to hire diversity? You don't know. So I just went ahead and applied, and it was the best decision I ever made. And then later on, like fast forward 3 months into my job, my CEO asked me during a sales meeting, like unprompted, like, how do we get more Black people? How do we get more diversity on our team? And I was like, whoa, I don't know. But I joked saying, when I first applied to your role and I saw your website and I saw in the hero section, there was all these white people. It freaked me out and I didn't apply. So I was like, why don't you put my face in the hero section? And he was like, okay, can we? And I was like, sure. And he did. And sure enough, like a few months later, we hired so many more diverse candidates and we diversified our team quickly. The key to having like a really successful business is having a great culture. And that's because a lot of the problems and breakdowns that you can have in delivering value to your customers, they could be people problems. It's not because, your product's not good. It's not because your team's not competent. It's because there's like just basic breakdowns in communication and assumptions and feelings and, cultural differences and friction. So if you can foster a culture that has trust and transparency, if you can, as a leader, encourage curiosity, empathy, innovation, you're gonna give your team the autonomy they need to create shared goals and to win. And everybody's gonna feel that sense of ownership and excitement for what they do every single day. And that's gonna make your business outperform other businesses. So that's how you get the most value from your team, is having a great culture.
If you are looking to hire You'd be a fool not to have tuned into that portion right there, nail on the head. Literally, huge buzzword, culture. People want to know about your culture. They want to know about your leadership style. They want to know all of these things before they get too far in, and then they're trapped in a job where it's like, oh, this is not at all what I thought this was going to be.
Yes.
The market right now is it's so different. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. So if you as a company aren't getting ahead of it and saying, okay, I know that the Kishas of the world who have all these skills and I need her on my team, I need to make sure as a company, the script is kind of flipped here. I need to make sure as a company that I have all these things, that I have answered all of these needs so that I am attracting the Kishas of the world. Otherwise, I'm just like every other company who hasn't made the appropriate changes, and I don't stand out.
Right. Yeah. And that's so key to your employer brand, this idea that, instead of you having to recruit people actively, people want to work for your company because it has a good reputation, just like how you want your brand for your product, your service to have a great rep where customers come to you because, oh, that's Nike, that's going to be quality. It's the same thing for your company. Like, this is X company. I know it's going to be a great place to work. I want to apply. You're going to attract top talent that way.